Have you ever felt lost and confused in your relationship with your mother? There are times when you clearly sense the suffocation, discomfort, or even pain, but you can't quite figure out why. In previous videos, I often talked about relationships with narcissists, people we unintentionally allow to get close and take advantage of us. But in this special video, I will touch on a situation far more complex. What happens when the person manipulating you is the very one who gave birth to you? What is your relationship with your mother like? Perhaps you've noticed something isn't quite right, but you're unsure why. And because of that, you've questioned yourself, wondering if you've done something wrong or if your mother is hiding something. Only when you reach adulthood and carry with you deep emotional scars do you suddenly realize, all this time I've been growing up in a narcissistic environment without even knowing it. I'm not here to remind you of the past traumas you've been through, as we can't change what has already happened or choose our parents. My goal is to help you understand how those experiences are affecting your current relationships and life. I want to guide you in better understanding your mental health and support you on your healing journey. If these insights resonate with you and you find them helpful, please support us by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support is the motivation that drives us to continue creating valuable content, spreading knowledge about mental health to the community. And now, let's dive into the 5 signs of recognizing a narcissistic mother. Be sure not to miss the end of the video, where I'll share healing methods and strategies for dealing with a narcissistic mother that I believe you won't find anywhere else. Sign 1. You are not allowed to do what you want. Instead, your mother forces you to do what she wants or things she might have dreamed of doing as a child. In a memoir, Behind the Smile, singer and actress Marie Osmond shared about her pressured childhood, living in the shadow of her famous brother, Donny Osmond, a pop star. Marie's mother, Olive Osmond, constantly pushed her daughter to follow in her brother's footsteps, making her participate in competitions and performances from a very young age. Marie always felt she had to live up to her mother's expectations, having to become a perfect version of female Donny Osmond. She wasn't allowed to choose her own path or express her personal interests. Her mother controlled every aspect of her life, from how she dressed and applied makeup to who she could be friends with or date. Her mother's main focus was ensuring that Marie appeared flawless in the public eye and achieved outstanding success. Such pressure left Marie with deep psychological scars. She grew up feeling she wasn't good enough, never loved unconditionally. She struggled with mental health issues and endured periods of severe depression. This is a key sign of a narcissistic parent, someone who tries to live through their child by forcing them to fulfill their own desires, not what the child truly wants. Have you ever felt that every success you achieve, no matter how big or small, becomes a tool for your mother to show off her status and abilities? My child is so accomplished, it's all thanks to me. Is this a phrase you hear frequently? A narcissistic mother often sees her child as an extension of herself, like shiny trophies to be displayed in her cabinet of achievements. She seems indifferent to your emotions, dreams, or true self. What really matters to her is how others perceive her through you. Imagine you've just achieved something you're truly proud of, but instead of receiving genuine praise, you are met with comparison stories of when she was young and her own superior successes. And when you make a mistake, you are publicly humiliated, as if you've tarnished her perfect image. A narcissistic mother will praise you to the skies when you help her shine, but will quickly turn to criticism and judgment when you accidentally cast a shadow on her. Worse yet, she knows your vulnerabilities and won't hesitate to use them as sharp daggers, stabbing at the deepest wounds in your soul with cutting remarks. There's a huge difference between genuine maternal love and manipulation disguised as affection. A narcissistic mother frequently uses phrases like "I sacrificed everything for you," or "you should be grateful," to bind and control her children. She turns love into a debt, an invisible burden that weighs on her children, making them feel obligated to live up to her expectations. A truly loving mother loves unconditionally, supporting her children in pursuing their own passions and happiness. In contrast, a narcissistic mother sees her children as extensions of herself, as trophies to enhance her own success. The child's success only has value when it reflects the ideal image she wants to project. She might even feel jealous of her child, using love as a tool for reward, punishment, and manipulation. When children try to assert themselves and step out from their mother's shadow, she responds with anger, hostility, and manipulative tactics like emotional blackmail to keep them bound. True love doesn't bind or control. A real mother respects differences, encourages her children to grow in their own way, and finds joy in seeing them live a free and fulfilling life. Sign 2. Disrespecting your personal boundaries. One of the clearest signs of a toxic, narcissistic mother is her disregard for her child's personal boundaries. She tends to dismiss the limits you set, whether they relate to your time, your words, or your privacy. She assumes the right to invade your personal space, reading your messages, journals, or even interfering in your personal relationships. When you try to defend these boundaries, she will use every tactic to make you feel guilty. She might get angry, accuse you of being ungrateful, disrespectful, or even accuse you of dishonoring her. She may also use harsh words or emotional manipulation to make you doubt yourself, eventually causing you to give in. For example, even if you clearly tell your mother that you need personal space in the evenings to study and rest, she might still repeatedly call, text, or knock on your door to ask trivial questions. When you express frustration, she may turn the tables, accusing you of being cold, uncaring, or indifferent to her. Or if you tell her that you don't want to share details about your personal relationships, she might pry, gossip, or even seek out information about your partner without your consent. Remember, setting and protecting personal boundaries is completely valid. If someone, parent or otherwise, continually violates these boundaries, it's a sign of a toxic relationship based on control and manipulation. Don't let guilt prevent you from protecting yourself and building healthy relationships. Sign 3. Sharing your personal information. Sharing personal details about their child without consent, especially when those details are private and sensitive, is a serious violation of privacy. For a narcissistic mother, this behavior is all too common, as she often views her children as extensions of herself, a tool to satisfy her need for attention and admiration. She may casually share private details with friends or neighbors, such as when her child began puberty, stories of their first innocent love, or even mistakes and failures they've made. The intention behind this isn't genuine concern or worry for the child, but rather to seek sympathy, attract attention, or even enhance her own image in the eyes of others. Imagine how you would feel if your deepest secrets were shared by your mother as gossip fodder for others. When you would feel ashamed, hurt, and lose trust in her. This severely impacts your psychological development, causing you to become withdrawn and hesitant to share your feelings and build relationships. A truly loving mother would always respect her child's privacy, keep the secrets they share, and protect them from unnecessary pain. They understand that sharing their child's personal information without permission is a betrayal of trust, damaging the sacred mother-child bond. Sign 4. She always plays the victim. A prominent trait of narcissistic mothers is their tendency to portray themselves as the victim in every situation. No matter what happens, no matter who is at fault, they will find a way to blame others and paint themselves as the injured party. They never admit their mistakes, never self-reflect, but always find ways to justify their actions. Their ability to flip the script is masterful. They can distort the truth, twist the narrative, so that in the end, you are the one who feels guilty. Are you angry because your mother violated your privacy? She will immediately burst into tears, recounting her sacrifices and hardships, making you feel like a heartless, ungrateful child. Are you upset because she shared your secrets with others? She will turn around and accuse you of being selfish and inconsiderate, making you question if you're overreacting. One of the subtle manipulation tactics narcissistic parents often employ is gaslighting, making you doubt your own reality. They will deny events that have occurred, distort the truth, even claim that you remember things incorrectly, with the aim of shaking your confidence in yourself. This tactic is often used when you try to confront them about the hurt they have caused. For instance, you remind them of a time they insulted you with harsh words, and you warned them that if they continued, you would stop talking to them. Immediately they will deny everything, claiming you misremembered, even flipping the script to say that you were the one who was rude, forcing them to defend themselves. They will always find ways to distort the truth, making themselves the victim, so that you have to question yourself, doubt your own memories and feelings. The ultimate goal is to make you lose your bearings, become insecure, and ultimately accept their control. They are comfortable playing the victim, but never take responsibility for their actions. Don't expect a sincere apology from a narcissistic mother. In their worldview, they are always right, always the one who is hurt. Waiting for an apology will only exhaust you, drain your energy, and give them the power to continue manipulating you. Learn to accept the fact that you may never receive the apology you deserve, and focus on protecting yourself and building healthy relationships. Sign 5. She never wants to let you go. Even though you've grown up and have your own life, she still tries to keep you under her control, not allowing you the freedom to live independently. This control manifests in various ways, from sweet words like "I can't live without you" and "you're my everything." She may fiercely oppose your decision to move out, interfere with your career choices, friendships, and even your romantic relationships. For example, when you tell your mother that you've found a job in another city and have decided to move, instead of supporting you, she might break down in tears, complaining about her loneliness, old age, or poor health, making you feel guilty and reconsider your decision. Or when you introduce your significant other to her, she will find every possible way to criticize and undermine the relationship under the guise of worrying about your happiness. In reality, this is not love, but selfishness and possessiveness. She fears losing her precious possession and is terrified of facing loneliness and emptiness as her children grow up and move on. She fails to realize that letting go and allowing her children to grow freely is the truest expression of love. Growing up in a family with narcissistic parents, you can easily be haunted by the belief, "I'm not good enough." In fact, more than 90% of people raised in such environments carry deep-seated insecurities about their self-worth. Ironically, narcissistic parents are often plagued by the same insecurity. The difference, however, lies in how they handle it. Most people will recognize this insecurity and work to overcome it and improve themselves. Narcissists, on the other hand, deny it, taking out their anger and disappointment on those around them. They relentlessly seek external validation, using success and power to mask their deep-rooted insecurity. If you grew up in a family with narcissistic parents, consider it a challenge the universe has set for you. It's an opportunity for you to understand yourself, overcome the pain, and grow stronger. Remember, you are fully deserving of love and happiness. When growing up in such an environment, everyone finds their own way to heal from the emotional wounds. Some long to build a healthy home where love and respect are prioritized. They strive to learn from their parents' mistakes and work diligently to nurture happiness in their family. Others find comfort in friendship. They cherish genuine relationships, building a family from friends who truly love and understand them. Together, they share joy and sorrow, supporting each other through difficult times, making up for the emotional gaps left by their biological families. Some people find joy and purpose in social activities. They devote themselves to their community, helping those less fortunate, and in doing so they discover their own self-worth and fill the void in their hearts. As for me, I suggest that your first step should be reconnecting with your inner child, the child who was once neglected, mocked, dismissed, and not allowed to live freely or pursue their true passions. Give that child the kindness and love they deserve. Try picking up a picture of yourself as a child and ask, would you ever speak the same harsh, critical words you use on yourself now to that child? This practice will help you learn to communicate with yourself more gently and compassionately, while honoring and protecting the vulnerable part of your soul. Loving and nurturing your inner child is the key to healing and restoring your sense of self-worth. If you've watched my previous videos, you probably know that the best way to deal with a narcissist is to cut off contact. However, if visiting your mother is unavoidable, you may feel pressured by family or feel that it's your duty even if you don't want to. If you find yourself in this situation, remember these important tips. Don't explain, don't argue, and don't take things personally. This will help you stay calm and prevent yourself from getting caught up in negative emotion. When you do meet them, prepare as if you were walking into an important interview. Before each meeting, check in with your emotions, adjust your expectations accordingly, and be mindful of the landmines in conversation-sensitive topics that could lead to conflict. Be ready to face these situations by staying calm and avoiding engaging in heated debates. The key is not to react strongly to criticisms, not to explain, and not to justify. If they ask why you're being quiet, you can calmly say, "I just want to listen to you. It's been a while since we last spoke." Many people feel that this approach seems shallow and doesn't truly address the problem. But I believe that if the choice is between superficiality and intense confrontation, I will always choose the former. For many, cutting ties completely with their narcissistic parents isn't an option because they still love their siblings or want to maintain family connections for the sake of their children, who may still have affection for their grandparents. Therefore, managing the relationship in a subtle way and not allowing it to affect you too deeply is the best way to balance family responsibility and your mental well-being. Understanding these signs is just the first step. The important thing is that you learn to protect yourself and build healthy relationships. In the next videos, I will share more details on how to heal psychological wounds and deal with narcissistic mothers. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many people have been through and are going through similar difficulties. Be strong, persistent, and believe in yourself. You deserve a happy and free life. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like and share it so more people can know about it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss our next videos. See you again.